Right guys, welcome to my channel. So today I am doing a project that is a combination of pallet wood and some leftover 1x6s, 6x1 pine. Watch to the end because this project you all should really enjoy. It's good for indoors, outdoors, and honestly, people will see it and think, wow, that is really nice. And if you're into selling stuff, making stuff to sell, this is definitely one of them projects you want to sort of look at. So I'm just roughing out a design here. As you can see there next to me, I've got the pallet woods that's been broke down. I buy it off Facebook Marketplace, and it sort of like comes in strips like that. It's the safe pallet wood. You've got to watch what you're getting because some of them could have had some nasty sort of chemicals and that kind of stuff. So this project is aimed at sort of every level of woodworking, really. Some people are going to be a lot better at doing this project, but this is going to give you the idea to go out and do this. So if you've got scrap wood, pallet wood, whatever wood you've got, you can make it. I love it. I really do. And just for the record, it's already gone. It's already been claimed. I've sold it. Somebody's seen it and they've bought it off me. I've only charged them for the price of wood because I don't sell my projects. I just get rid of my stuff for the price of wood just to get more wood in to do these videos. So what I'm doing here, I'm just cutting it down a bit using the table saw. So I'm lifting that blade up just above the pallet wood strip, and I'm just cutting it down to size. Now this project, again, it's one of them projects you can make it to your own specifications. You can customize it, you can stain it, paint it, make it bigger, smaller, make it fit a specific space. So yeah, just watch to the end. As you can see there, I'm just cutting that on a 45 because how it's going to be mounted, it will be with a French cleat system. So, and this will go for all the sort of project. So it's easy to do the French cleats. There's other videos out there that can explain how to make French cleats if you're new to them. So here I'm just measuring everything out just for the size I want it. There was no specific rhyme or reason why I'm doing it this size. If I was going to keep it, it would have been going outside this, but somebody's seen me making it and wanted it, so, and they've had it at this size. I think it's a metre long, maybe a bit longer, about a metre long by about 50 centimetres wide in total. So I'm just writing all my measurements down in my book there just for future reference. Now I don't want to put sort of dimensions up because it's one of them, like I said, you can do it out of whatever wood you've got to hand. Just sometimes you've got to look at something and think, I'm going to have a try at that, and make some mistakes and make it your own project, and you will come up with different ways and methods of doing things. And that's how I'm sort of learning a lot of it. Just make sure everything's nice and safe there going through the table saw. I'm opening that door just in the event of any kickback. It'll go through the door rather than through the plate glass. And my little outfeed table there, I'm using that. As you can see, you've seen that in previous builds. It's really handy. And my little homemade push blocks there off to the right of the picture. As you can see there, I'm just cutting some strips down. Nice and easy. What do you think of that camera angle? Honestly, learning this YouTube, it's time consuming, but it's really enjoyable. So if you're a woodworker, get trying something, get a YouTube video going. I'd love to see some of you doing something on YouTube. And what I will do is, now in the sort of wood junkie description-y type thing, what at the beginning of me, if you click on the wood junkie, my email address is in there now. So if you want to send us pictures of stuff that you're making, and then I can screenshot it and put them on the some of my videos just to let other people know what other people are making, that'd be great. So this pine here, it looks bigger than it actually is. The camera shot's making it look huge, but they're not. They're not very big pieces. It's 6x1, and I'm just cutting it down. These were just left over from a previous project, and I thought, I'm not, you know, too good to throw away. Obviously, I'm not going to call it scrap wood. It's just, it's good. It's usable, and this shows why, really, you know, we all have piles of wood and stuff. Some stuff's just too good to throw away. So I'm just going nice and easy through there. Now I'm just measuring out on my table sled. I could put like blocks here and that kind of stuff, but it's just as quick just to measure it out. And like I did say, I am going to be making another table sled at some point with stops and blocks and all that kind of stuff. Something simple. I've actually been working on the plans for that this week. I want to try and do something a bit different than what everybody else is doing. There's not so much different you can do with a table sled, but I just think simple is best. So now I'm just putting all the little strips down to size. I'm just being really mindful of where my fingers are at all times, just lining it up with that mark. A little block there would have done it perfectly. I could have just repeated it. That's just pure laziness, really. I could have just put a block there and just made life a lot easier for myself. So it's lesson learned, really, isn't it? But by the time I've got this done, you know, by the time I've set a block up, done that, done this, you know, and there's all the wood cut to size, so it's all sort of, I don't know what term you use, milled up, would you say? I don't know. I've cut it up anyway. So I'm going to go over everything. I'm just going to go over them sharp edges of the French cleats, just to take the roughness off them. Everything gets a good sand using, I think I'm on 120 grit here. And it just makes them fit better. You'll see why later on in the video. We're just giving the pallet wood a clean up. Just gives it a bit of something. Now here's Shelley with some stain. She's adamant that she wanted to stain it. Like I said, before this sort of like got sort of claimed, we were gonna, you know, I would have put it outside somewhere, but you know, it's going to someone now, so we were staining it beforehand. Looks like there's loads of wood there. Here he is, Stanley. Look at his tail. He was clipped. We got him clipped, and the hairdresser woman who does him left like a load on his tail. Everybody laughs at him when they see him. So it's all stained. This is all the pallet wood stained. Here he is. Just woke up. He's had a nap. It's getting warmer now, so you'll see more of him. So on the pine, Shelley's trying to sort of colour match it to the pallet wood. Obviously, it's different sort of wood in it and different ages and all that kind of stuff. So she's trying to colour match it best as she can, and I think she does a really good job of doing it. Look, she's just checking there, and I think she's doing a really good job of that, to be honest. I was a bit apprehensive for that. I did say to her, you'll not get it the same, but she sort of proved me wrong. She got it sort of, you wouldn't really notice, to be honest. If you would notice if you were really looking, but you're not going to be really looking. So I'm just working out my sizes and dimensions on this part of the build. Now this is where I wanted to put a bit of creativity into it, make things just stand out that little bit more. So if you're going to sell something, don't just make things bog standard. There's little things you can do to your projects just to make them stand out. And I'm just rounding them corners over now with a jigsaw. Taking it nice and slow. I could have clamped that down there. And I'll just transfer that onto the next one, and I'll just follow that cut. So the first cut I just free-handed onto that, and then I just transfer the rest. Like I say, this build's nothing special, but I think it looks really cool, this. You know, sometimes you do a project and you've got a picture in your head of how it's going to turn out, and then sometimes it turns out better than you'd actually expected. Well, that was this project. I don't really like working with pallet wood as such. I don't know why, but I just don't, and I don't mind working with it. I just don't sort of. It's not my go-to, should I say? But this, I've got to admit, I was really pleased with it. So the old size there is a 35mm Forstner bit. I just found centre. Just make sure this bit, where if you do this, it's clamped down. The pillar drill would have been better. And I've got a backing board there to reduce the tear out. It does get a little bit of tear out, but that was expected. I was going to expect that anyway. The mess, look, the mess. Imagine if I was doing this in the house, you'd go absolutely bonkers, wouldn't you? So I'm just going over that now with just a little trim router. So I was watching something on the UK news this morning about guys in US and Canada picking up the UK, some of the UK's slang because they're watching people on YouTube like me in the UK, and there's some of the words that the guys in the US, North America, Canada, and even Australia are picking up. I find it hilarious. So if there's any sort of slang terms that you hear in the UK, please, and you don't know what they mean, please just drop us a comment. It might be a bit of fun. Let's see where we go with that one. So this is really satisfying, hoovering all this up. Yeah, I was doing it slow here because I don't know what it was. So I didn't really need to use glue here. I stained it all. Obviously, Shelley stained it all up, but just to give it a bit of something else, I just put a bit of glue on it. I don't think there's any harm to it. I mean, I know the stain on the wood reduces the stickability of the glue or something. Or so I'm led to believe. I don't know how true that is. And I'm just popping some brads in. Just tapping them down. I'm not happy with that brad nailer, but I was having a look at some brad nailers, and one that keeps popping up was the Ryobi, like the cordless one, the newest one. You know, people over here, I don't know about in the States, but people over here in the UK say it's quite good. I mean, I was obviously looking at the DeWalt because I'm on the DeWalt platform, but that is like stupid money, and I've heard some bad reviews about it, and I've been reading some bad reviews of it. But if any of you guys have got the Ryobi brad nailer, 18 gauge brad nailer, please let us know your thoughts on it, because it's something I'm actually looking into. That, and you will see on some of the upcoming videos, I've got myself another miter saw. The Makita, there's nothing wrong with it. I love that saw. But it's just too much for me now to carry it in and out, and I'm having to rely on my lads. And I can't ask Shelley because, you know, it's not really nice to be asking your wife to help you in and out with your tools. Although she would, but she's busy herself. Everybody else is busy with what they do. And I don't want to inconvenience nobody. And it was a really good excuse to get a new tool. So that's that one. So I'm just spacing these out on here. I could have done that by eye, but I just thought I'd space it out because I could. Just make it, you know, that much looks that bit better. And there I go again. I've got to tap them down, tap them home. So I'm just measuring out now for the slats to go across this. And when you see the final piece, I'd love it if you would let me know where you would put this in your house, where you'd put one of these in your house. just to give me some sort of ideas, because you know I'm getting that way now. I might try and sell a few of my products on. I don't know yet. I mean, what I tend to do is, you know, if I know somebody that's needing stuff for their house or something like that, you know, I'll give a lot of it away. As you all know, my sister-in-laws have got an endless list of things that need making. But if I do see people that would benefit from it, I do give them away. I just, you know, it's my bit where I feel a bit better, you know, helping other people and stuff. It doesn't cost me nothing. You know, I earn from my business, and this is my hobby. So I'm just making sure that's spaced out right. Just make sure you get these spaced out right, so when you attach the French cleats, they fit in to the gap. So again, I'm just going with a bit of glue. Not necessary really. They're not going to have vast amount of weight on here. Brad nails would have just done, or maybe screws, or even nails if you just want to use nails. Make it really rustic looking. Use sort of some of them flat-headed clout nails, them galvanised clout nails on with the pallet wood. I think they'd contrast really well. And again, I'm just using a spacer block to run it down now. More glue. I've been trawling through YouTube lately, and I've been looking at other people, other makers, woodworkers, that kind of stuff. And I'm looking for more to watch. So if there's any suggestions who you think I should be watching, do let me know. So Shelley's going round everything now, tidying everything up, cleaning it up with bits of stain where I've cut into there and on the edges. You can see the French cleat on the back of that box there. And you can see there where she's got to touch up everything. There you go. And when that dries, you won't know. So here it's finished, and it's a wall rack, all adjustable. You could make that as big as you wanted, small as you wanted, different sort of designer racks. You can move them about, put them in your garden. You could have like a little bird feeding station on there, some plants on there, and it works really well. Love it. In the bathroom with all your stuff. Let me know what you think. She loves it. Unfortunately, it's claimed. So there you go. You can see where it was the pallet. I left that on purpose. And that is just pallet wood and bits of leftover 1x6. I wish I could have photographed it up properly, but I've got no room in the house at the minute to do the photographs. So, but yeah, you can see there where I've cut into the back. Just put the holes in and the curves in just for a bit of aesthetics, bit of creativity. It works really well. But let me know. Give me your thoughts. And thank you for watching. Like I say, you're all amazing. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel. And on to the next one.